Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Hopefully, everybody's doing fantastic. I have now the full team is back. We were missing Bruno last week, and now he's back. He had some time with his family, and he's doing awesome. So, as always, let's start with the ladies first. We have Irina Panova. She's our manifestation coach. Kara Jean. She is our business coach from Taking Care of Business. If you are not taking care of yourself and you're looking to get better at your business, please reach out to Kara. And the second that you are ready to give yourself some love, go to Bruno. He's our self-love coach. And me, I am John Acosta. I'm the business wizard. I'm the one who can assist you with web development, SEO campaign, taxes. So let's jump on this subject today. So let's start real quick. So how's everybody doing? Let's start with Kara.
Right.
Oh, excellent. Yes. Also exhausted. Big things come with big things. And sometimes some of that big thing is a big, but it's all kind of fun, isn't it?
That's the beauty about the challenges of life. You know, when you're ready for bigger things, life will give you a little more. So that's awesome. Okay, let's take a quick look here. Motivation, engagement, community. Let's do support. Yeah. All right, and we have Irina. Irina, how you doing today?
Woohoo! I just love how we are all so positive and optimistic, and people who might be watching are gonna say, "Are these people always like that?" Well, of course, we are human beings, right? And we have different emotions as well. But the idea is we can express our emotions, we can release our emotions, but we do not want to sit in those emotions that don't serve us, right? So, and the way to jump back to positive, great, beautiful outcome, do some activity that lights you up. Maybe it's walking on the nature, looking at the nature, or having a quick dance with the high beat music, or just taking a nap. Whatever works for you, but always have the tools to bring up yourself to the higher level of frequency.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And Bruno, tell us, how was your last week? How was the family gathering?
It was all right. It was okay. I missed this though. I didn't miss this. Especially like last week, I looked at the topic and I was like, "Damn, this was me."
We missed
Damn
you,
it, I was
brother.
like,
We missed you.
no, but I did have a good time. It's always good to kind of like step a little bit aside from what we're doing and just really enjoy some other stuff, right? Because life comes and goes, and life is not just one thing; it's many things. And I also had time to reassess a little bit of myself. Yeah, so it was good.
Awesome. So a little bit of growth, which is what we're always shooting for, a little bit of growth. Remember, the challenge or your measuring tool shouldn't be other people. It should be how well did you do today besides yesterday, from yesterday. You can measure that you did a little bit better today than yesterday, you're already winning. And if you didn't, now you can collect that information and realign again. So let's see right here. Randy, welcome. I'm glad that we can actually finally see your name this time. Yeah, you are also part of our Thursday routine. We love to see you. So thank you very much for being here. And let's see. Kara.
I was responding to Kevin. Yeah.
There we go. So rest and be still. There you go. Good job. All right. So today's topic: achieve your dreams, embrace confidence and creativity. So, I mean, there's so many, I would say, ingredients to make something or somebody successful, you know? And I say something or somebody because we need to start believing in ourselves in order to propel our ideas and dreams forward. That's where our manifestation coach comes in. Irina, what can you tell us from your experience, even from when you started to now? How has your belief changed in yourself and in your business?
That's a great question. We all have to start from somewhere, right? Even if we do not believe that it's possible. But what's important is to have the people in your corner who believe in you when you do not believe in yourself, right? Because this is the practice, this is the skill. And we always can grow with this work, right? Especially talking about the confidence. We all can develop, we actually could practice how to develop higher confidence, and it all comes with the experiment and experience and intentionality, right? And again, it's the process, and the more we involve in the process, the better we become. So when I talk to my clients and some of them have the doubt, I always tell them, if you do not believe that this is possible, it means you do not believe in yourself. Because that's exactly what it is. You have to believe in yourself in order to see the desired manifestation coming to fruition. And again, this is all the discipline. You do not have to be the smartest. You have to be just committed, no quitting policy, and just walk to the end, because definitely you're going to meet your creation. So confidence is something that we develop each time. There is not a single person on the planet who cannot up-level the confidence, although they could be very confident from the outside. Everybody has something inside to improve, right? That's why we are breathing. That's why we are still here. And creativity actually help us out to stay on that course when we want to create something we haven't created yet. We know that everything is possible if you really put your mind to that. We look at the creative side of our nature to figure out what steps we can take from where we are with what we have. And that's exactly is the path to success.
There we go. So now we have a better understanding. And let's jump into self-love coach. So both topics, confidence and creativity, are part of self-love. How would you get somebody started into the road of building their confidence and actually being able to spark their creativity?
I love this because this is something I really love to work with people, which is personal identity. And so personal identity is something very important. Whatever was given to us is not our identity. Whatever we decide to become, I do believe it is our identity. It's more about what we actually believe we are, right? And so what other people believe it is for us may not be what we believe it is actually for us. And so we do not identify with that. If we do not identify with something that people believe it is our identity, it is ultimately not our identity, because our identity is what we want and what we believe is for us, right? And so a thing that I love to do with people, whether if it's a customer or not, a client or not, is really put them through that, right? It's like, what are you? Forget your name, forget your religion, forget your color, forget your ethnicity, whatever. Forget where you went to school and forget your friends, forget all that, right? But what are you? Like, what do you like and what you want to do, and what do you like now? What would right now in this moment would be your highest exciting thing that you would like to do? Ultimately, that's what you love, and that's part of your personality, whether people want it or not. Period. And that is very important, because confidence takes time to build. Like, you cannot just like go to the mirror, shout some affirmations, and actually become that. That's not how it works. Like, you have to kind of put in a little bit of work, right? A little bit or a lot, doesn't matter. Depends on what you want. Like, you have to kind of put a little bit on because you see, like, you can sense when somebody's lying, and when you lie, anything that has to do with like very low vibrations, your aura disappears. Like people who are magnetic, people who truly are magnetic, they have this aura, they have this thing around them that just attracts people, and it's this confidence, it's this like you don't even know where it comes from, but people just have it within them, and that's because they have no other reason but to be like that, because they know what they're capable of, they know their power, right? And so to be aware of that, to walk into a room, right, walk into a business meeting knowing what you're capable of, but like not forcing it. This is like like no, Johnny is John, like there's another way to describe him, like Johnny is John, Kara is Kara, Arena is Arena, Bruno is Bruno, that's it, like just they are the way they are, like top, like they just have that special thing about them. That's how magnetic we are, right? That's us being magnetic. That's us being us, authentic, right? That's us being the way we are. People won't remember about anything else but the way we are, because the way we are is so unique, right? That's why people maybe don't even know how to describe it. That's pure confidence. That's pure being magnetic, right? And you can be creative with it, and that's beautiful, because your creativity is only up to you, because you're not trying to be other people, right? You're trying to be yourself. So being creative your own way is like even more beautiful, right? And so yeah, I mean, I love it. I think it's awesome. I think that's my jam. That's my jam.
Yep. Okay, so Kara, the question for you, because you see all these business owners, entrepreneurs, and you actually deal with them one-on-one. When it comes to confidence and creativity, if they already have a business, if they're already entrepreneurs, they already have that spark in them. But sometimes they feel that they're missing something. What is the way that you can actually help them figure out that they're not missing anything? Because if they already have the thought, they're not missing anything. It's just that they're needing a little more confidence. How do you help them reach that confidence? How do you help them spark more creativity?
Okay, so let me make sure I understood this question. How do I help leaders lean into their confidence and creativity? Is that the question? Okay, I love that.
And we have a surprise guest coming up right after you, just to let you know.
Oh, I love that. So each person sort of has their own way of processing it, but the process is the same all the way through. And I know we've said this on other shows, because it's the same process over and over again, and it's going to get to that whole believing in myself that I can makes us so crazy, is because that's actually a step 3. And we sometimes think that the belief is just magically going to appear. So it first starts with having the confidence to make a decision. If you are an entrepreneur, or you are somebody who has already decided to do a business, Randy is an excellent example. She said, I'm going to try this. Let's do it. Right? Yeah. Taking that first step is a confident step. You have decided you're going to do it. Then you start to do the things to do that. That's where that creativity comes in. That's sort of figuring out the job. What are the nuts and bolts of what that looks like? Landing pages, putting books together, collecting community. What is that? What is the jobs? Like the nuts, the joining of operations and behaviors is what I use for job. And that's where you get to have your creativity. You can get crazy with what the job looks like for you. What part of it you want to own? Where do you want to leave other people in? Right? And the more, once you do a thing and you let your creativity flow, the job starts to line out, and then the work is maintaining the confidence that you're headed in the right direction. And the more you move in, and this is the kicker, guys, literally any direction, the more confident you will become, the more you will believe in yourself that you can move forward. And literally any direction. If you take 2 steps backwards intentionally, like you confidently make a choice to be like, hold up, you will then believe that you have the confidence to move forward because you made that confident choice. It is really that simple. Now, the work, the weekly overload of responsibility and knowledge is the doing it part over and over so that you do believe it. So it becomes so much a part of who you are that just thinking back to you 6 years ago, you're like, didn't even know this. I'm a whole different bag now, right? And imagining 6 years from now, how much, if you can see that path, you can imagine further and further and further, which will give you confidence to believe it. It's just a repetitive act. I mean, it really is that simple. Not that easy, but that simple. The confidence comes from doing the work. The creativity is in the job. And once you start doing it, then you'll actually start to believe it. And until then, get a buddy, loop in other people, teams of people who, when you're like, oh, I'm just having one of them days. So they're like, no, I get it. Okay, and about the valid, have a day. And then you don't get stuck in that day. And then you believe you don't get stuck. And then you do less getting stuck. You have to have the belief to achieve. But first you have to decide and then do so you can believe, so you can.
There you go.
That is the Kara method. Clarify, assess, realign, and achieve. There you go. Just like that.
Yes. I was just about to to tell you about that. And I love one thing that Kevin just said it, because I did ask, how do you lean towards your confidence and your creativity? And Kevin says, I tell myself, shh, Kevin, continue with your greatness in silence. This is for you. That is it. Understanding that many of the seeds that we plant for our future, we can see them. We just have to keep working in faith, believing that they are going to give us the fruit that we actually want to see. So, yep, it's not real. It's not real yet. It will become very, very real soon. So,
can I just quickly add something to that note? Because when Kara was talking, that's the thought that downloaded. Like if we really lack the belief, right? We always could go back and trace back the success stories because we all had them. And just remember one of the moments when there was something that you truly wanted in your life and you really didn't know how you're gonna get it, but you still went and did it and you got it. Just always connect to that moment of your life. And you know that if it's possible once, it could be possible all the time.
Yep, that is true. That is true. And Kara started today saying that there are new challenges, bigger challenges. And that is always, always, always going to give you that, okay, what's going to happen next? That little anxiety. That's where confidence kicks in. And about confidence, we have our guest with us, somebody that I spoke to with very recently, and told me that she's doing amazing things that she never believed. So we would love to hear from Randy. Welcome, Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Look how she's real. She's not just in the comments.
I'm sorry. I had to do a quick brush on my hair because I'm actually coloring it tomorrow. So tomorrow showered.
We're family.
It's okay. Hi guys. I was actually blown away. I was just sitting here in the comments and all of a sudden I got a message and I was like, so
we've been wanting to bring you on for a while.
That's why the face is red. We're good. We're okay.
So tell us about your road trip into getting your book, into getting the things that you never dreamed.
So it actually started 10 years ago. I've always been really passionate about mental health because I have a lot of mental health issues. We're not going to go into that. That's a lot. But I've actually been in therapy since I was 13, and so that's 20 years. It's a long time. And so I I was with my ex-husband, and I had gone through a whole week where I had talked 3 people off the ledge, and it was too much for me. I couldn't process the fact that I had given that much of myself. And so I looked at my ex-husband and I said, I never want to do that again. So I started creating a community of people who would help me out. So like if I didn't have the spoons to do it, I could reach out to someone else. And then we started creating the Courage program together. And unfortunately, life happened, and we ended up splitting ways. But I kept going with it because I was still in active therapy. I was still going through my life. And I just kept building on it. Anytime I would go meet a new therapist, I would include the lessons that therapist taught me. So inside the book, there's CBT, there's mind body therapy, there's loud people outside. There's actually recipes for teas, like if you like herbal therapeutics and just like to sit and relax with a nice tea. There, what was the other? There's cognitive behavior. Cognitive behavior therapies. But what I did was I took out all of the medical jargon and I made it into activities.
Mhm.
So it's a journal style workbook that you do over time. And instead of sitting there like with like normal textbooks, you sit there and they tell you like, well, go review this about yourself, and you're like, I really don't want to do that. It sounds like a lot of trauma that I have to revisit. Well, this actually tells you just go stand in a mirror and tell yourself like, I like this about myself. I don't like this. This is what I would like to change. Simple, easy, so simple, right? And like now you have it written down. Now it's written down and you've recorded it and it's official. And you can look back at that at the end of the program and be like, did I change this about myself? If you change that about yourself, that's progress. And like, it doesn't have to be the biggest thing. It can just be like, yeah, I want to start going outside more. Cool. If that is your goal, and between now and the end of working the program, you end up going outside at least once a week, you made progress, man. Like that's something to celebrate. And throughout the program, there are different values that you work on. There's self-compassion, there's communication, and like you were saying, imagination. And all of these compound on top of each other to teach you it's okay to be weird and still love yourself.
So the thing is that one way or another, we are all weird. Nobody,
Like,
there's no normal. There's no normal.
Normal is definitely like I love Kara's dancing. Normal is a relative term, you know what I mean? It's totally a relative term. Like normal depends on the situation you're in.
Absolutely.
Like if you're in a group of 20 clowns, like clearly being a clown is normal.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if you guys have seen, there's a video on YouTube about one guy. They're in the middle of a big crowd, and just one guy rushes like almost to one spot that there was nobody sitting, but everybody could see the spot, and he starts dancing like crazy, and people just start looking at him like something's wrong with him. And then little by little, another person adds up to it, and then another one, and then another one. And then after the fourth or third, it doesn't feel like it's a crazy person. It's like, oh my God, it's a group. There's something going on. It's a good vibe.
That's honestly how a flash mob starts. But anyway.
But I'm more interested into what was your road to where you at now? regarding upon what were your beliefs before things started happening, and how have your beliefs
Uh,
changed?
Man, actually, when I was a teenager, I thought that like I had all the answers and the world was just this crazy place that I didn't have to integrate myself into. Um, I was a little cocky. I it was pretty bad, and I had a very rude awakening. And then after, I don't know if you feel comfortable, but I did end up getting sent to prison. We won't talk about that. But when I got out of prison, I used that to change my life. I used what I learned in prison to change my life. And then I used being on probation to change my life. So my probation officer actually to this day considers me a success story. Um, and I actually, my therapist told me yesterday that I graduated therapy yesterday. So like, I'm also one of her success stories. So yeah, so like I used the experience of literally hitting rock bottom to go, okay, well, I messed up everything to this point. Let's do something different. So when I got out, I dove right back into my program and I said, clearly this is what I need to live. Like the values that I wanted to teach others is what I need to start living first. So that's what I did is I started living the values that I wanted to teach others. And then things started falling into place.
Yeah. And I love that you share and you were vulnerable enough to share of what happened with you, because people make changes for two reasons. Either because they hit rock bottom and there's nowhere else to go besides up, or because they found something so strong, I believe so strong, that makes them move. And that is the important thing, because if I ask you for you to give me in one or two sentences, how is your confidence level now versus before you hit rock bottom, and what do you see your future now it is going to become? How was your confidence in yourself back then?
I hated myself. I didn't know it, but I hated myself.
And now?
Now I am a rock star.
There you go. That's it. And that's how we start moving forward. So, Randy, thank you very, very much for sharing. And now, question, Randy, where can people find your book?
So the Amazon link goes live Saturday.
Yeah! All
I
right.
know I'm freaking out. Like,
Please, whenever you get a chance, get into the Empower Entrepreneurial website. As soon as you have your link, post your link. We would love to see people.
oh no, it's going in the group as soon.
Yep. So that is fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing that. So we're gonna take a mini break. We're gonna go into commercials, and we'll be right back. So see you all in a second. Do you want to learn how to dance salsa and bachata? Well, now's your chance. We have two locations in Lake Worth and Commercial Boulevard in Florida. The first class is complimentary. All you have to do is sign up now.
Are you ready to meet the most important person in your life? Are you ready to have the date with yourself? How about learning what you're all about and what are your heart desires? For that, I invite you for my interactive workshop, Meet and Greet Your True Self, where you tap into your potential and understand what exactly you would like to create in your life.
Your circle should want you to win. Your circle should clap the loudest when you have good news. If they don't, get a new circle. Now, come and visit the website that is going to help you reach success. Yes, business success. Taking care of business. Success is at your fingertips. What are you waiting for? It's not going to knock at your door. Come and visit at our website and book your clarity appointment now. All right, welcome back, everyone. So, we heard a great story from our friend Randy. So, hopefully, that inspires some people to let you know that hey, no matter where you want to go, you can have the proper mindset, the proper manifestation, have the proper support team. You will make it there. And talking about support team, this is why we built this together. Because if your excuse is that, hey, right now I don't have the financial availability to go ahead and hire a really expensive coach, or I don't have the financial availability to go ahead and join up a group or something like that, we have all these tools for you to reach out and connect with us. Look, all of us are 100% looking to help you guys, and now it's up to you to reach out. Now, back to what we're saying. I started the conversation today that it takes a lot of ingredients to make a proper success story, right? I'm gonna talk about the 6 that I believe are the best 6 ingredients to build up your confidence and to boost up your creativity. I don't remember, and if any of you guys know who said it, please let me know. I heard this saying a while ago, a long time ago, back when I was like 17, 16. And it said that if you can believe it or dream it, you can achieve it. Because God is so wise that He wouldn't put in you a dream that you cannot reach. So if you guys know who said it, please let me know. I don't know it, but I remember it till this day. And the first one is gonna be, the first 3 are gonna be within the realm of confidence, the ones that I find the most important, and please feel free to add on to each one. But the first one is self-belief. We know that if you don't believe in yourself, nothing would happen. Absolutely nothing. Look, each one of us has some positive abilities that maybe in your circle nobody else has. I'm not saying that nobody else in the world, because there's a lot of people very talented that have many abilities, but maybe in your circle nobody else does, and you take that for granted. You think that because you can do it, everybody else can do it, and it's not that important. Doesn't make you unique, doesn't make you special, but it does. And the second that you start seeing that, is gonna shape your self-image and your mindset into the right direction. That's why I put that one as the foundation. What do you guys think about that one?
Absolutely. Totally agree.
The next one is resilience. Because guess what? Not everything you do is gonna work out the first time. One day I was talking to somebody and I was telling them how much I have failed in my previous business and things and endeavors that I have tried in the past. The first thing, they didn't even allow me to finish the story. And they're like, oh my God, you're really bad in business. Like, seriously? To which I laughed, because that person did not know the end. But it's funny enough to hear that from somebody else, because during the time that you're under that stress and that tribulation, or however you want to call it, you're like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. I'm going to die. Something's going to happen. I'm going to break. But the second that all that goes away, like, you're starting like, why was I worrying about it? But here's the thing, you didn't know what was going to be the outcome, right? So you have to be patient and understand that whatever you start, you finish. Be resilient. Be strong at it. And the next one is assertiveness. Okay, and this one is the confidence that empowers individuals to express their thoughts, feelings, and needs assertively. Why do I go with assertiveness? Because let's say that I tell you that you're in Florida. I'm in Florida. It's easier. Let's say that I tell you, let's go to the beach. And I tell that to Kara. And she, of course, does not live in Florida. She's not local. She has been in Florida, but she's not local. So guess what? She's going to put on her GPS what the closest beach, and that's it. And she doesn't know if there's a beautiful beach, if it has any amenities, she doesn't know it. So your brain, your soul craves for that assertiveness. If you want something, be specific. I want to go to a beach that somebody can bring me drinks right to the edge of the water. So I don't have to walk or find a place to go and have my drinks. I want a beach where I don't have to worry about having activities for the kids. And you can build up all the needs and wants that you have. And then maybe Kara can say, you know what? There's one that is 4 hours away. It has all these amenities and this and this and this and this and this. And guess what? Once we both put in the GPS, it's going to take you there. So your mind and your soul are your servants. They will serve you. But you have to give them the right information. That's why it's the third one. And guess what? The more times you do something right, the more your confidence is gonna get boosted. So, regarding confidence, I touch on 3 of the ones that I believe are the 3 most important subjects. Confidence only, not creativity. If any of you would like to add any more.
You know what I love for resilience? Dr. Seuss.
Okay, can you repeat it one more time?
Dr. Seuss. Oh, the places you'll go. Have you read that book? Have you heard of that? Everybody's heard of that book, right? One of my favorite parts is twice in the book. They revisit. You know, you'll be the high flyers, except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say it, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups will happen to you. And we all know that. And yet, somehow, when we're in the middle of a bang up or hang up, we're like, this is entirely new. I didn't see this coming. Oh my gosh, this is my whole life. We know that's not true. It doesn't stop the soup from feeling it. And that's where that resilience comes in. It's where you look at the soup and you're like, I see you, I hear you. Yes, this all sucks. And
Mm-hmm. There you go.
love Dr. I'm not very good. Things get to me.
Okay.
I
Anybody
think,
else
like,
would
you
like?
know, like, yeah, I'd like to add something. I feel like about resilience, right? Like nowadays, like people get sold that idea of fast results in business and entrepreneurship because of social media, and all these people my age, like 21, 22, 23, 25, they're multimillionaires because of drop shipping and e-commerce and all that, right? You know, like a lot of models, a lot of business models, and if I'm wrong, just completely destroy me in the comments. Do as you wish. I don't care. But I feel like a lot of business models, they're trends, because you have trends that eventually get saturated, right? And so to get fast results in a trend, you probably would have to get super early anyways, right? And but then like it only happens to a couple of people, a lot of people that have to just play the long game. Like you have to be used to playing the long game, right? Like don't expect results in the first year or the second or even the third, depending on what you do. Play the long game, be used to it, right? Accept it, just accept it. Accept that you're gonna have to play the long game anyways, right? Because you don't get results in a day, right? Like depending on what you want to achieve, you don't, right? If you want to achieve millions, multi-millions, you want to have a multi-million-dollar company as an entrepreneur, then you want to sell and start another one. Then you want to like, you focused on that one for you focus on that single one. You were resilient enough with that, only that one. Right now you have money to diversify with different types of companies. You can also have like, right, like I think the very key thing in here is, okay, so you wanna like go you wanna go big on entrepreneurship, go big on one thing. Like focus on one thing, grow that one thing, and then you have time to focus on another things, right? Milk one cow as much as you can, right? Then like have that cow procreate other cows and grow those fucking cows and then sell them, right? Like so and right, so like step by step, be willing to play the long game, right? I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying that play the long game and let it go. Let go of the expectation. Let go of the result. Just do it because you love it. You have the opportunity to do it. You're making money online, bro. You're making money online. Like, there's not many people who make money online. Like you made money out of thin air online. You didn't have to carry buckets of water, and like you didn't have to like bust your ass off from 5 a.m. to I don't know, like fucking 10 p.m. at night or whatever. I don't know if that's even a schedule that even exists, whatever. But doesn't matter. Like you didn't have to go to the physical work, right? You literally made money with your ass, right? On a chair, like. That's insane. That's remarkable. Who cares if you made 10 or 20? Like, who cares, right? It matters because, yeah, sure, you want to make money, but like, never forget about the privilege. Don't forget about the privilege, right? It is a privilege, right? And so be resilient, play the long game, and never forget how privileged you are, and you should be extremely thankful for that.
What I wanted to add, that people are okay to go to the college and invest 4 years just to learn something, right? And we are talking about entrepreneurship, where we are stepping out of something that we knew and started from the scratch, right? So again, to be good at marketing, at sales, at whatever our expertise is, right? Attracting the right people and trying this, that, and the other. It takes up time to develop these skills. So consider it as a 4-year degree, first and foremost, right? So when people are saying, okay, you started your business, what happened the first year? What happened the second year, right? And I always say, hey, when you go to college, you are okay to stay 4 years without the income, knowing that you are getting your degree in order to start making money. But even when you start generating income, you always have that ceiling because you're working for somebody. While in the internship, if it's going to take 4 years, if it's going to take 5 years, once you break through, there is no limit whatsoever. And then you could just build on and scale up and build the team and make something amazing. And that's where the beauty of living the life on your terms comes to. So it's like a good reminder that the Rome wasn't built in one night, right? So continue doing what you're doing, because it's all where we're directing our energy. Just keep pushing yourself, keep training your brain muscle, keep developing the skills, and that's exactly how we attract with our energy.
Hmm. That is true, and that brings me to one little thing that, because of what Irina is mentioning, motivation. You gotta understand that us humans, we are always motivated. Can somebody give me, just raise your hand, I'll give each one a chance, the opposite of us motivation?
Demotivation.
The opposite,
Okay, demotivation. What else?
boredom.
Depression.
Depression.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are actually states where your mind will take you, but your mind is always motivated, and I'm gonna prove you a point. Okay. There was this guy that saw another guy with a gun in his hands, about to go ahead and take the shot and call quits for life. And the guy says, wait a second. What are you doing? What are you about to do? Like, you just don't understand, man. You just don't understand. I'm in a bad place right now. Why? What happened? What happened? What's going on? Tell me a little bit. Don't just shoot. Just tell me what's going on. Maybe we can work it through. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm ready to quit my job. I'm ready to quit my life. I'm ready to quit my marriage. So it goes like, what's going on? You got demotivated. You're no longer motivated. What happened? Well, I caught my wife cheating with all my friends at the same time. So he's like, but that should take you to depression. And he goes like, no, you don't understand. My mind is right now super motivated, that extremely motivated into shooting myself. And although this is an extreme example, notice that the mind didn't just go down, didn't just feel bad. It just became extremely motivated to do something wrong. But just like we can go ahead and mold and push our thoughts into something wrong, we can do the same thing with positive ones. So our minds are always motivated. We just have to give them the right fuel. And that is one of the things that every time you wake up and you say, thank you that I'm alive, it's another day that I get to spend in this beautiful air with these beautiful people, that everything that is around me, let me go ahead and motivate myself into doing something positive, something great, because my mind is built for it. Okay, so anything else that wants to be added to confidence before I jump into creativity? No? Okay, let's go to creativity. The first one, I battled it a little bit when I was figuring out what is important in creativity. And I battled it a little bit because it is a cliche at one point or another, but it's about originality, creating this novelty of ideas. Let's be honest, everything has been already built before us. I think when I was talking about originality, I was thinking more into like figure ways that something that is already good, how can you make it better? But Kara, you had something to say.
And me too. I also have something to say.
Yes.
So this makes me, man, this memory to date is one of my best memories. When I was in massage school, we had this incredible intuitive teacher who was working with us on trigger points and meridians, body meridians, right? So where to go and what they do and how they connect. And I've now watched her do 13 massages, right? And she goes in to do the right behind the scapula, and she's like, look, it's brand new. This is the first time I've ever done this move. And I'm like, Chick, you do this on every single massage. But she was so present in the moment, in the muscle, that for her, it was an act of creation. It was absolutely brand new. First time she'd ever done this thing at this moment, to this person, in this space, with this. Had she done that move 1,000 times, I'd literally watched her do it. But to understand that level of presence, that level of, existing so much in the moment that something that has been around for thousands of years suddenly becomes brand new. You've originated the creation of this moment, and that you can do that literally anytime for stuff that you've done 1,000 times. I was like, I will carry this lesson forever, which I have for 30 years in, and I still love this story.
That is it. Okay.
I
Elena?
wanted to add that originality comes from you, because we are all unique as our thumbprints. So even though we might tweak the same idea that somebody created a long, long time ago, but we still have our own unique way of presenting it, our unique voice, our unique words, our unique energy. And that's exactly what makes it original.
Mm-hmm. So you beat me to not the next one, but the one after, and I'll beat. I'll be right there. And the next one, Bruno, do you want to add anything?
Well, no, I was listening to Kara and Irina. They're right. I feel like when it comes to creativity, it all starts with the thoughts. I saw this video, for example, like in the computers that we're talking in, right? Like somebody thought about it before they made it, right? And then they found a way.
Twice.
Sorry.
Everything's created twice.
Yes.
Everything's created
Once
twice.
in the mind,
Yes.
and then it
From
turns into
thoughts to our physical reality. Yes.
Absolutely right. And so for me, that was what kind of came to me was that, right? Was that whatever we create in our mind, if we can think about it, we can make it, right? Because somebody thought about creating the internet, but maybe when they thought about creating it, they were like, even if that may seem possible in a near future, maybe not so now, but eventually God created, right? And that's how like species, like, suffer the actual evolution, because there's always a set of different people. Like, for example, Kara, I want to ask you this, because you are the leadership coach here, right? And so I want to ask you a question. So pay attention. So I see these videos online, and I do agree with it, but I don't at the same time, because I don't think like nobody is born special. But at the same time, when you see what certain people are truly capable of doing and others really don't go that far, like I saw this video that says there are just certain individuals' brains, right, are just made different. Like the things that go up in their minds, in their brains, I believe that there has to be certain reasons on why somebody wants to be number one, and always felt inside of them that I don't know why, but I feel like I want to do the impossible. I feel like that's my destiny, is to do the impossible. And some other people are like, no, I don't really feel that. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and we'll see, right? Like, can you elaborate a little bit on that? Like, does that have to do with like the trauma people suffer when they're kids? Does that have to do with like parenting challenges or some other stuff? Like, because I feel like with me it was that, but that was me. I don't know, like if obviously I'm not special. I'm not the only one in the world that happened to, right? But I don't know, like I feel like we're all so different anyways, right? So yeah.
So that exactly. Yes, to all of that, which is the interesting and exciting part of peopling, right? Of doing this leadership, managing your meat suit in a universe full of meat suits. Absolutely. Is trauma and drama a factor? Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Is how you came into the world, your actual nature, a factor? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love the conversation around special. One of the ways that I have used language for that is that while no one is born special, everyone is unique, right? Because our experiences shape those things, right? Let's just talk about, so I'm going to frame this conversation around neurodiversity, okay? Because if you imagine that humanity is a rainbow, okay, at the spectrum of humanity, there are like 3 neurotypical human beings on the entire planet. They're the 3 at the very top. From there, we all just get spicier and spicier until you get into what is considered the divergent category, which is where diagnoses live, right down on this. About 20% of the population at the moment is in that diagnosed space. But everybody is spicy from there down, right, to varying degrees and levels. And it is 100% part of how your brain interprets and interacts with the world around you. But it's not really that those people are divergent from the three at the top. We're all just varying levels of spicy. And one of the things that we know, this is yellow. You all see yellow? It's a very bright yellow tube.
Mm-hmm.
We have all agreed upon that hallucination. And I say hallucination because we also scientifically know that because of the cones in our eyes and how our brain interprets that information, we don't actually see the same color. We don't. We've agreed that that's what it is, but we don't actually see the same color, all of us. Isn't that fascinating? Some people don't see yellow at all, but they can still pick it out.
Yep.
It's crazy the way our brains hallucinate this. So while you might not be special, you are unique. And the things that you go through shape you, but don't define you, because that next choice then shapes you again. And then there's the next choice and the next choice. And that is the processing of the traumas and dramas. That is the choice to have a desire to do something and act on it, or have a desire and think about it. Does that help?
Can I just quickly add something to creativity? Actually, people don't have to create anything because everything is already exist in this universe. All they have to do is just to tap to that frequency. And that's why when we talk about creativity, is just create something in your mind, like have the vision. Everything starts from the vision, right? People do not necessarily have to know how to do what they want to do, but if they have the picture of what they want to do, eventually, step by step, they're going to be able to do it.
Oh,
So
hello.
that's
Yes,
exactly
we went
how it
through.
goes. Yara, you are not on mute. We can hear you. So just to add to that, it's like with Edison. He didn't actually invent the electricity because it was always in reality, but he had to tap to that frequency. And that's exactly what happens with all of us. So it's nothing new. Everything is already existing. Any type of reality we desire already exists, but it's all about just let's tap to that frequency. Sorry. That's okay.
Okay, no, and that is true. And that brings me to the next one on creativity, adaptability. We have to learn to be flexible, to work on problem solving, and embrace change, which is one of the things that our mind hates the most, is change. So that's about adaptability on creativity. If you really want to start getting creative, in order to tap into that frequency, like Arena said, you have to be willing to change. You cannot make the same mistake 1,000 times and wait for the 1,001 time to be completely different. And the next one is what Irina beat me to the punchline earlier, is expression. You know, each one of us may see a thing one way, but we're all going to express it different. How we felt it, how we perceived it, how that person or thing or scent made us feel. It may be the same scent, just like Kara did. It may be yellow for all of us, but what that tube represents for each one of us could be something completely different, and that's where expression comes in. So let your expression and imagination go hand in hand, so you can start cultivating. That's the beauty about confidence and creativity. You can cultivate them. You can water them and see your creativity and confidence grow. So from there, I would love to tell everybody, thank you. And if anybody wants to add something, this is the time. Otherwise, we're going to say goodbye until the next time. We'll see you all soon. Next Thursday.